Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about some silver. We had a follower last night in one of our videos that requested to make a comprehensive video about silver, talking about where I think that it may be going, why I buy it, and also what type I buy. So I wanted to make a video on that tonight. So if you've already seen my 5 reasons to buy silver video, this is basically going to be a recap of that first ever video that I did on silver way back when. I'm going to go through this kind of briefly, then I'm going to go over an article that talks about silver and silver being used as currency, and then we'll talk about the prices. I'll talk about what type that I buy, why I buy that type, and also what I'll be looking to buy in the near future. So let's go ahead and get started on this, guys. So the 5 reasons I buy silver is it's a real physical asset. Okay, it can't just be printed out of thin air. It's actually a real physical asset. I can feel it, I can touch it, and that's something that I like about it. Okay, number 2, it protects you during a collapse of a currency. If the US dollar collapses, you have protection as you hold physical assets such as silver. All fiat currencies eventually do collapse. As the value of the dollar decreases, the value of silver will most likely increase, and it's a good hedge against inflation. Okay, and it talks a little bit about the all-time high of 48.28. 2.5 years prior, it was $9 an ounce, and you saw a big spike up in 2011 all the way to 48.28. Okay, the value of the U.S. dollar around that same time was down to about 74. Number 3, you can sell the spikes for a profit. So the example that I gave in the previous slide, if you'd have bought silver at $9 an ounce, you could have sold at the peak of about $48 an ounce. Okay, so myself currently, my average cost per ounce is probably about $25 to $27 per ounce. So for some reason it spikes up all the way to like $50 an ounce over the next year, 2 years. Then I could make a decision on, do I think it's going to go higher or do I think it's going to come back down? I can sell it, double my money, and just kind of treat it like a stock. I could always look to buy more if it always dips back down. Okay, so that's another perk of buying silver. The silver to gold ratio, you can use, guys, your silver to actually trade in and purchase gold if you're trying to get get some physical gold. You can stack up on silver, which is typically cheaper, and then depending on the silver to gold ratio, you can take some of those coins or bars, whatever you got, go and use that to purchase gold. Okay, so since the larger the ratio between gold and silver, the better the buying opportunity for your silver investment. Once the ratio begins to get lower, it creates a good opportunity for you to buy gold with your silver investment. So for example, if the ratio is 124 to 1, that means you need 124 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. In example 2, the ratio is now 70 to 1. So if you can purchase 1 ounce of gold in exchange for 70 ounces of silver, and you'll still also have 54 ounces of silver available. And number 5, guys, industrial demand for silver. Silver is used for all kind of different items such as solar panels, battery, medicine, semiconductors, which I think is pretty huge, photography, and the list kind of goes on and on and on. Okay, guys, next thing is where to buy. You can buy from a local supplier. A lot of places will have these little local dealers. You could just type into Google silver, where can I buy silver, or silver near me, silver shops near me, something, and you'll have some type of shop come up close by. Pay cash if possible. You'll avoid fees if you pay cash. Okay, a lot of places, even the ones online, will charge you a certain percentage if you use a credit card or debit card because they get charged fees, so they want to cover those costs. So you'll save money if you have like a money order, a check, or cash. You could always come in, ask them what the spot price is. They'll tell you, get a quote, have them write it down on a piece of paper, go to the bank, get a check, come back, pay them, and save, depending on the amounts of silver you're buying, you could save a decent amount of money. I personally, I like to go to a local shop. If they don't have what I'm looking for, then I can go to moneymetalsexchange.com or moneymetals.com. It's actually called Money Metals Exchange, and I can buy silver online at that website as well. There's a lot of other websites that you can go to as well, but this is the one personally that I've used to buy silver. All right, next, guys, I want to go over an article that I think I've actually covered this article before, but I just want to include this in this video. And it says, will gold and silver become currency again? So most of you know we used to actually be able to exchange and use gold and silver to buy goods and everything, and then we got taken off of the gold standard. Well, currently there are some states that are looking at or already allowing this to take place. Okay, so we're going to read through this a little bit. It says, if our money were backed by gold and silver, people couldn't just sit in some fancy building and push a button to create new money. They would have to engage in honest trade with another party that had already had some gold in their possession. That's from Ron Paul. And it says, although it's too early to call this a sweeping wave of reform, there's been a handful of states who have taken former Congressman Ron Paul's sound money message to heart. To date, 11 U.S. states have either acknowledged gold and silver in U.S. bullion coins as currency, or are on their way to accepting the two metals as a legal tender. This shift is rooted in Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution, which states that no state shall take anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment in debts. As of now, 7 states have already reinstated gold and silver as U.S. coins as currency, with Arizona just recently. Okay, and this is an older article, obviously, from August the 9th. It says, added to the list, 4 additional states have either tried to reinstate gold and silver legal tender or currently in the process. Below is a graphic showing the 7 states that have reintroduced gold and silver currency and the 4 states that have attempts to do so. Okay, so it's already kind of some states looking to get back into accepting gold and silver as currency, and some places looking at actually doing that. Okay, and that's kind of one of the reasons that I invest in it, is if they ever change it back to where, you know, the value of silver just skyrockets, okay, and kind of, you know, follows suit on gold, and they say you can now go and purchase a car or a house or a piece of land with silver, and I have, you know, a decent amount of silver that I bought at $27 an ounce, but all of a sudden it's worth, you know, over $100 an ounce, and I can just grab, you know, a certain amount of coins that I have and go walk up to someone and exchange that for my property or my house and things like of that nature. Okay, I don't know if we'll ever see that again, but you never know. All right, and another thing that I buy it for is the U.S. dollar. It's a hedge against inflation, and inflation it's rising, guys. And people are saying, well, it's just temporary. It's just temporary. I think it's going to be here to stay for a little while, because you're seeing it everywhere. Prices are going up on, you know, used cars. Prices are going up on rent. Prices are going up on everything. Okay, and I don't think it's just going to all of a sudden stop. I think it's going to be something that we're going to see continuously rise, and then all of a sudden maybe we start kind of seeing it come down. But I think it's just getting started, to be honest with you, especially with the way that we continuously just continue to print money, which brings me to the next thing of the US dollar. Okay, so the US dollar index, if you go to Google, you can literally type in US dollar index, and they'll have a link that comes up, and I can link this in the description below as well. But it's off of Market Watch. You can just go and check the daily chart, the yearly chart, the 6-month, the all-time chart. All right, this is the 1-year chart. As you see, we got as low as about 89 and a half. Okay, is what it came down to. Right now, it's currently holding steady to about that 92 and a half mark. But typically, whenever we start hearing about, you know, we're printing more money, we usually see like these pretty decent little dips. So I could expect possibly that this kind of dips down soon over the next couple of months or so, based on the fact that the government decided to do more relief packages and send all these families, I think it's maybe like $3,000 a month, something like that, to, you know, families in need with children and stuff like that. So more money we print, the more we have, the less value it holds. So as long as they continue to do that, then the dollar is going to continue, in my opinion, to kind of go on a decline. So that means, in my opinion, if this goes down, silver price is going to come up. Okay, that's another reason why I hold it, especially now. All right, guys, so next I'm on moneymetals.com. This is where I buy silver if I'm going to buy it online and not going into the local dealer. Okay, and this is what I personally buy, or the Canadian maple, 1 ounce, and you can see right now they are um, $30.90 for 1 ounce, and it can be as low as $5.39 over spot. So to figure out spot price, you just deduct basically what you're paying minus what it's over spot. And actually, it looks like here it's going to be the premium $6.39, so you'll be paying $31.90 an ounce for this. Okay, so currently I believe silver's around like 25 and some change right now. There is another article that came out today talking about how silver is actually, you see here 25 and a half. You can check keep up with the prices and stuff here, but it talked about how the weakness of silver currently is kind of like overlooked or not 100% accurate. They still really think that silver is going to have a strong finish towards the end of the year. So considering that it dropped down, and it's holding around this support level, which is kind of a good sign. It kind of makes me feel like if we stay around this level, then we could propel a little bit higher. But in my opinion, it's got to break about 30 bucks in order for me to get really excited about it. So anything under 30, that's what I'm doing, is I'm buying. And I'm not talking about the price that I'm paying for it. I'm talking about basically the spot price of 25.51. When this thing gets over $30 an ounce and holds above $30 an ounce, I'll get pretty excited about that. Okay, but until then, it's, in my opinion, some good buying opportunities for silver. But I do buy this here, and I am going to be looking at getting into buying silver bars as well. So I hope this helped a little bit, guys, for those of you who are keeping up with on the channel for silver, or for the follower who did ask, hey, can you make a video about why you buy silver, where you buy it, things of that nature. I do want to spend a little bit of time on inflation as well, and talk a little bit about that too, because some things that I'm noticing around where I live. I mentioned earlier about inflation, and used car prices are going up. Okay, so what I notice on that is, I'm going to some car dealerships, and there's like nothing on the lot, right? It's like so bare. So the prices are, going up because there's like no inventory, right? So there's nothing on the lot. People are mostly buying vehicles. It's like a like they're buying it basically before they hit the lot. If you're getting a new one, like you have to, if the dealerships are hearing, hey, there's a car coming, they're calling, or a truck coming, they're calling their customer saying, hey, if you want to buy it, you need to come in, do the paperwork, put a deposit down. When it gets here, you can have it, because as soon as it gets here, there's no guarantee it's going to be here for long. It's like hardly nothing on the lot. It's really weird to see. Okay. Also, noticing a lot of businesses are either closing or doing some type of incentive to get people to come to work. It's very, very strange to see that people would rather stay home than go to work. But then again, if you're getting money from the government and you're getting paid more to stay home, then why would you want to go into a job and go to work? And just all the different types of shortages that we're seeing all over that come up in the news and stuff. This type of food shortages for this company, the type of material shortages for this particular industry, that's going to all rise and bring prices through the roof. And the crazy thing, lumber prices started to go extremely, extremely high, especially in the South after like a bunch of these big hurricanes, is because everyone had to get their houses fixed. And what was happening was all these major retailers are all getting materials and supplies and stuff from this main manufacturer, this main big dealer, and so there was a shortage of it. So what happened? The prices just skyrocketed because everybody was going after the same thing, right? And they didn't have enough to go around. They just increased the price, and it's just kind of ridiculous. So I think that this is something that's going to be continuously going up. I mean, I think you're going to see you notice the price for gas continues to rise. I think that's going to keep going up. I think I think that food costs is going to continuously go up as well, and not forever, but I think it's just getting started, in my opinion. So something to kind of keep an eye on, no doubt, for sure. And the reason I'm saying that is because what's going to happen is, in my opinion, that it's going to devalue the dollar, and in result, gold and silver is going to go on the rise. So anyway, guys, that's just my 2 cents on it. I hope this video helped, and we'll catch you in the next one. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in this video. Make sure that you smash the thumbs up button if you found value in today's video. And if you enjoy our content, of course, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. That way YouTube can let you know every time we release new content. Other than that, guys, we'll catch you in the next video.